How's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice weekend. We're getting to the end of the course. I mean, kind of hard to believe on one hand, but kind of not hard to believe since the course was only 7 weeks long, effectively. But just wanted to go over what the checklist will look like for this week, along with next, since that's the last week of the course. First and foremost, I wanted to remind you that from last week, so actually back on week 6, we had homework 5, which since it got up a little bit late, I actually don't have it due until this week. You'll notice specifically it's due on the 7th. My kind of thought for the remainder of the semester, beyond finishing up that homework 5, which kind of allows you to do some orthographic projection drawings within AutoCAD, is to keep the homework kind of light, because I know you all are doing a million different exams and other responsibilities in life. So for week 7 and 8, there's going to be homework, but it's not going to be nearly as long as beforehand. But just to make sure that everyone is kind of on the same page with respect to taking away the key concepts they should know for the class, we are going to have a summary quiz. So this week I put up a summary quiz on lecture 1 through 5. And then next week, I'll put one up on the final lectures on 3D modeling. So this should take you about 60 minutes. I might actually, now that I think about it, extend that a little bit if any of you think that it's a little bit too long. But I'll show you a preview here in case you want to see what it looks like before going. Just make sure you know what the basics of the engineering design process that we covered in lecture 1, the terms that characterize it as an optimization problem, what a hand sketch is useful for as opposed to an engineering drawing, know in the Autodesk software family which software is comparable to SolidWorks. That's the 3D modeling tool called Inventor, which we're not going to use extensively in this class, but I will cover it a little bit in the following lecture. So all this it's a pretty simple quiz, as long as you've been staying up with the lectures, only 13 questions, and really just intended to ensure that you got the basics. And that will be due on Sunday at midnight. So that's probably the big thing you want to focus on this week. In addition, I am going to do one more discussion board. You'll notice it's twice as long. It's going to cover this week and next. And what I really want to make sure that everyone is aware of is beyond generating 3D models yourself, are generating them through the technique that we looked at in the discussion board last week, where you actually use a collection of photos to generate a 3D model. One of the easiest ways to grab 3D models is to actually look at various repositories and resources online where people have shared their 3D models under the appropriate licenses. So I just want to use this discussion board to give you some experience to become familiar with those concepts. So this will be the last discussion board that we're doing. So if you're like, I'm really tired of discussion boards and this one seems really long, don't worry about it. You're done with it after this. So quiz this week, discussion board this week. We're also going to have a very small homework on 3D modeling. It will be based upon a lecture that I'm actually posting tomorrow. And during the final week, we'll have kind of our final design project. It won't be that long. It sounds like it'll be this very, very long thing, but it'll kind of be reflecting back on the first homework that we did in the course, where you're going to apply the 3D modeling tools in order to generate a model of something. And actually, even since we're in an accelerated online environment and you don't have access to a 3D printer, I want to make sure that everyone knows if they needed to print something in 3D about the various online services that are available, along with how to get a quote for actually fabricating your 3D model in small scale. So keep up the good work. Everyone's doing good. A lot of you are still a little bit behind on the homework, and that's okay. But eventually we're going to hit a point here and probably towards the end of this week where it just becomes infeasible to catch up unless you have at least 4 or 5 of the homeworks done, and definitely make sure you get that quiz done as well. I will work with any of you as much as I can up until the last minute, but ultimately those grades are due the Monday after our semester is over. So if you have a legitimate situation where you just can't finish up and we need to look at doing it incomplete, I'm happy to look at that option for you. Or if you're just interested in options of how much do I need to do in order to just get this grade in the class, we can have those discussions as well. Again, I realize this is a very tough situation, a lot of material to cover in a very short period of time, and I want to help you achieve whatever outcome you're looking to achieve. So feel free to reach out via email, and I will talk to you soon. Good luck this week. Beyond the homework that's hanging over from last week, you'll have 3 things due: the quiz, please make sure you do it, the last discussion board of the semester, along with a homework which will be based on the lecture that I post tomorrow.